What's up? I'm Grizz. Welcome. Episode 1, ZOM 100. Brand new show for me to bring here. Very, 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 very excited for this. For a couple different reasons, that is. One, I've known about this series, at least through the manga, for quite some time. I just remember going into different bookstores and stuff if I was going to look at manga or whatever, being able to see it. And then I had a friend who started buying the volumes. Never even asked what it was about or anything. I just know he started to. I don't even know if he ever started reading them. Regardless, I just knew about it from that. Then I saw it was getting an anime. I was like, oh, cool. Didn't think much of it. Then they released a trailer, and a lot of people were going fucking crazy and saying that it was like great. And it looked like it was going to be amazing. So you know what I decided to do? I said, I'm not even going to watch this. I said, I don't want to know anything. I just want to know people said that it's going to be good. I'm just going to trust them. And we're going to go into it and we're going to expect that. That's where we are right now. I haven't seen anything. I've seen like a screenshot or two because like it's impossible not to. Unless you just like don't get to that part of social media. But I do. My Twitter is just filled with like shit like this. So I just see it. Regardless, have not seen literally anything. So I have no idea what this is about. The only thing I do know is there's zombies involved. So I just assuming it's like post-apocalyptic stuff, but it's like comedy stuff, I think, as well, or something. I don't really know, or it just has elements of that in it. I don't really know. This is by Bug Films. This is Bug Films' first ever production, as I think they've been something that has kind of helped here and there and did stuff on other shows, but they've never actually produced an entire show by themselves. So I'm very excited. Bug Films is an extension, I believe, or another branch off company of OLM. There might be a bigger company than OLM, but as far as I know, it's OLM, who is, at least of recent, been doing really quality stuff. So I'm very excited for kind of what's kind of happened here by a new studio that kind of just branches off and seems to been given free reign to kind of do what they need to make something that it seems like a lot of people were impressed by. So I'm excited. The director for this, the only thing I believe he's directed is Comey, which I personally didn't like at all. The first episode I thought was interesting enough and seemed really high quality, and then the rest of what I watched was like not. So it was pretty much a letdown from that point on. But if they can hold that standard of how I felt with that first episode into this, I'd be very excited. Now, the first episode of this might just be fantastic, and then the rest kind of looks like shit, and then it would just be like the same old thing. But I don't think that's going to be the case. So anyways, I don't want to be negative about that stuff. I'm very excited. Feel like it all hit the like and subscribe to me and all that to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Leave any comments about this episode or this series. Let's get going. Episode 1, ZOM 100. Oh, this was already a fucking dope shot for us to do. I like when you do POV shots and they don't look like ass. The black bars and everything. What is happening, dude? Oh, I guess the world's ending here. Yeah, the zombies are coming. Alright, that makes sense. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. That's so cool. It's a fucking movie. I guess that's what the bars are for. Like killed the opening sequence. Overworked animator here. That would be heaven, and then he looks outside and there's just zombies. Wow, the cycle repeats. Bullshit life, dude. I'm sorry. Everyone has to live it though. Most people do. Work, more work, more. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy. When he first got his job, yeah. W. Wow. It's sad knowing how it turned out, but good for you, dude. Wow. And then you don't actually get to live that life and it's all a lie. Nope. Bet you didn't meet any either. He meets a beautiful girl in the process. Wow. So extra. I also like the idea of like flashbacks or like movies and just like things that aren't like presently happening with the bars. I think that's really cool. I'd like to know how long she's been working here and if she fucking wants to kill herself yet. Maybe they just used her for morale. And then he goes out on his first day. Yep. Just curious how all this fell apart. A stud like you. Everybody hypes him up, makes him feel like he's on top of the fucking world. Nope. Oh. You ever play rugby? Sorry. People putting value on you, bro. Makes them happy. Wow, she's here too. Our eyes meet again. I'm just dying to see how this all went to shit. Of course, we're boys now, you know? Oh, never mind. So they were just pumped up for the one day. Ah. And then the life leaves everybody's bodies. I love these time lapses too. That's the thing, you don't get to go home. No. What if, like, my entire thoughts of what the show was about, like with zombies and stuff, like, isn't true, but it's just people who are like zombies because they work a hell of life? That'd be funny. About 4 days this time. We'll just double up each time, you know? And one day, if not wanted to go, spiraled into more, then ultimately found yourself just trapped with no motivation to ever do anything. We bring back the music, let's go. You're a former rugby star, bro. You got this. Yeah, this is nothing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm loving the flow of this. Wow. You fall so far behind if you do. Wow. Yeah. Passion, sure, yeah. Moved her to tears. What? More work for you, buddy. More work for you. Ah. So people just started quitting and leaving, and then he just had more and more work piled up for him to do. And they just never hired more people. It's bad when you start wishing on death, you know? That's, dude, she's a plant. She is a plant. Absolutely. She's absolutely a plant, dude. She does not work like the others. I've been wondering that since the first day, bro. He's like, at this point, please just hit me. And that's how they keep you trapped. You always start thinking about what's gonna happen afterwards, even though they don't give a fuck about you. Some really good transitions, too. Just jump on the tracks, bro. Oh. Yeah. How am I supposed to kill myself if this is in the way? Yeah. So sad. But the tone of it, like, makes me smile and laugh. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah, it's almost like you work for one. What if I just don't wake up forever? Yeah. Usually people, like, don't want that to happen, you know? Now he's going fucking crazy, dude. It's over. Yeah. Really cool use of bringing that back. No, dude, you should have just laid with the trash. It's all gray. Uh-oh. 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 Sir, please don't do that. The building manager seems like a swell guy. Oh, the use of color is cool. Like the Joker. Practically just... Oh my god. That's some fucking force to knock that down, dude. Why? You're just having a nightmare, little bro. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, what the fuck? Whoa, 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 wow, lovely. Yeah. Let's go! The music has been fucking good so far. Ah, that makes sense. Okay, okay. Since he's experienced this joy, dude. The thrill, it's such a cool way though to go about it. But you're not invincible. So keep that in mind. Now he finds himself in a world where he wants to live. Yeah. He wants to be in this world now. But there's no need for that anymore. Just go take somebody's motorcycle. Yeah. Well, you got time now because you don't get a pure joy. This is one of those stories that could just be like, and then it was all a dream at the end, and it would like not piss me off. Why are you thinking about her, bro? You're in a good place now. Now. It doesn't matter. She was a plant anyways, dude. Confess, brother, you got this. It's so dramatic. It's so grand for for something that's supposed to be so like bad. I don't know how to say it, dude. It's all fun and games though. She's a zombie for sure, right? Like for sure. Or you're gonna open the door and she's just gonna be getting fucking piped, bro. It's very creepy. Like it wasn't even crossed his head that she could be turned. Yeah. It's like a fire drill, you know? Just gonna make sure she's okay. Make sure her smoke detectors work and everything, the alarms. Too bad she's a zombie, but like, it's all good, dude. Yeah. Oh, what did I say, dude? He's gonna be one too, though. Yeah. Oh. Sir, I've come to take your woman. while he's fucking forming into a thing from Left 4 Dead, bro. You know, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like the determination. Awesome. Let's go. The first confirmed kill, baby. Let's go. Okay, now is she a zombie? Also, there were a lot of shoes at the door. There were like 3. So does she have somebody else she lives with? Yeah, she's one for sure. Yeah, but like, she's a zombie, so this could be a different experience, you know? I take the opportunity here to do what I can, you know? Just saying. She's so beautiful. Tell her how you feel, dude. You still got this. I still want you to. Let's go. Come on. Too bad I gotta fucking kill you now. There's no way this store's still open. There's still a functioning society out here. So we do it now. We're unemployed. Cool. Absolute brilliant opener to a series. The amount of joy that can come from that, the amount of impact that came from multiple decisions made on the direction end of things, the immensely like just a unique idea that comes from the source material, and how I can only imagine this feels incredibly elevated from what you actually read. Absolutely just a fascinating way for them to kind of introduce you into this world and give you such a unique kind of perspective, I feel, on just such a overdone idea, specifically zombies, that is. Such a unique take, in my opinion, for them to go this route of specifically building off of like a bucket list, of building off of like these dreams and ideas and things that you want to do that you don't have time to because your job weighs you down and stuff, but being able to feel that freedom finally and being able to experience like fun, exciting, just thrilling things that you couldn't do before, now that you are in this opportunity with the fucking world falling apart, right? Instead of looking on it as I need to survive, you're now looking at it as like, dude, I can do so much. This is so cool. Like, that's awesome. The way that we set up the episode 2 was so brilliant. The idea of being able to use the aspect ratio, or like the bars and everything that we were getting on the screen, and being able to put us in like these flashback like states, but also make it more of like the state of mind of where the main character is kind of at, of him, you know, being in like a more depressed state. But the use of color that they use throughout this too, of really giving you that vivid image, how like depressing and gray his life found itself to be, with absolute no color. And even when he was not in that state, right, even when he was just laying in his bed in his house, the lifelessness that was within him in his room and everything, and the dark like colors to it, it was so perfect to be able to build up to this explosive moment we get when he finally realizes his freedom of seeing this world with the zombies and everything around him, and being able to have an explosion of color, him making that a note, oh, I'm finally seeing all this color around me in a way and perspective I've never been able to see the world before. The paint splatters of the slight color like slowly creeping into his life, or the opportunity that's there when everything was still gray and still being on all the zombies. But even afterwards, the explosion that he gets when he crushes down on one of them and gets to see, you know, just the brilliant colors that kind of come out of it. It's so fun. I don't know how like story heavy we're really gonna get in this. It feels more of like we're just gonna have a lot of fucking fun, which I'm here for 100%, especially if it's going to be produced like this. We're gonna hold out that it's produced like this. As I mentioned before, my comments about that other episode specifically of Comey and how that started versus had my feelings, you know, as things progressed and everything. But if we continue the production value and the overall direction of the show through the whole way like this, I'm here for it. It feels like there's a vision in mind behind the people working on this, and it's really felt like it came to life here, and I'm very happy. Once again, though, I don't know where the like story itself would go, if there's really going to be like deep elements and things that they're going to have to dive into. But if there isn't, I'm not angry at that. I am curious to see the direction that they take that, though. Like we saw at the end, he's still going to like convenience stores and doing things, so it's not overtaken the world with the zombies like to an absurd point that like people can't function and have day-to-day lives, it still seems. But it seems like a lot of people got fucked up, unless my understanding of that's wrong. So I don't know. And if it is, like, straight up like apocalypse type thing. I think that could be really fun just because that's what I would be expecting. But I think it could be really fun to see like the balance of all the people who aren't zombies versus the people that are. Also the qualifications for becoming one. I'm curious if there's like a thing behind that and how exactly that happened. Because I know like with like vampires and stuff, like when you have stories like that, you just like you bite the person and they turn. But like zombies, I don't think work like that because they just kind of eat each other and eat other people. So like that's not really the case. I guess you just eat them and then they become that. But like who the fuck, like where the first one come from in that sense, you know, like what exactly happened. I wonder if there'll be like actual build up and story to that, or if they're just gonna be like, it doesn't matter, we're just gonna have chaos and fun, and you're gonna have to fucking enjoy that and not focus too much. I'd be cool with that. I also think like the idea of telling the story initially and enforcing the idea of not being able to have time and do things by having him as somebody who's like incredibly overworked doing this work that's just not rewarding in the slightest and getting nothing out of it, but feeling so overworked, and then having all these real feelings involved of like him coming back on the second day and being like, oh, that was only the first day, I'm gonna make this better. But then also him having these moments of like, I can't leave now because it's gonna put all the work on like the people around me. You're not necessarily worried about, oh, the company's gonna be swarmed with stuff. You're more so worried of like, the people that I care for don't want to get like screwed over, are going to be the ones who end up getting screwed over as a result of what I do. So you don't want to do that. And then you have the idea of like, oh, these other companies could be much worse. Maybe it isn't smart for me to go there. It's the literal classic situation of like calling your friend and being like, oh, I'm trying to get a new job over somewhere else. And they're like, damn, I was just about to call you. And, you know, this sucks over here too. It's like, it's never good, especially when you're on the inside. You don't think it's as good as it actually is. So then him having that idea of like, I don't know where I'm going to go with this. Like, I guess I just got to stay. And then you get trapped and then you're just in a repeated cycle and over. And him not even being able to realize at the end, oh, that the company's literally just trapping him like this. And he's very restricted, and him not even feeling that. And being like, it would suck to be part of one of those companies, but he really is. I think it's just such a fun presentation for it, and such a way that it's a real world thing. Like, it's a thing that happens and it feels very real, but at the same time being able to transform into this fucking chaos that ensues afterwards is so cool. The intro movie sequence of this is fantastic, the way that they kind of go about it, and then immediately pop you out, and they're able to trick you into almost what you're seeing. I think that's so cool, and I really, really like that. Be able to see his lifelessness and like him being like, I'm gonna go back to work again tomorrow, and he's just living in filth and everything. It's awful. But then being able to get to fully experience everything that I just talked about, him going through this first thing, meeting this girl for the first time, absolutely falling in love with her being the one that kind of keeps things afloat within the office. I would say the one who brings that positivity and the life to people, which is why I kept saying that she's a plant throughout this whole thing. Like, she's somebody who like probably doesn't even do a lot of work or do anything that's meaningful there, but she's more so there because like people are going to see her and she's going to be so happy and pretty and all this, and people, it's just going to boost morale in a way, right? And she's literally just planted there specifically for that, being able to go out with the friends and everything afterwards, but then see her and just have this great time, and then they immediately just drop it and they're like, oh, can't enjoy you anymore, we gotta go back to work. And he just starts immediately realizing the absolute hell that's going to come with it. Starts getting into the cycle of like, oh, maybe it'll get better if I go again, but then it doesn't. And then he's like, why don't I want to go to work anymore? He goes, no, what, I've been through hard stuff before, I can make this is nothing. And then it just continuously gets worse, and you see all the controlling of all the other people, the aggression that other people have. They start comparing the weirdest fucking things. It's like that's all they have left at that point. Like, they don't literally have anything. This is where we find out that the boss of the place is actually with this girl, which is probably also why she's not able to like are dragged down the same way that everybody else is here and overworked and stuff, because she probably gets to please him and his desires and stuff, and as a result gets absolutely nothing like negative out of this, and she's able to keep a good job and be able to like not really have much to do and no stress and anything, and actually live a life, right? Like what he kind of wants. The scene of him just walking into the street and almost getting hit by the car is so lifeless that he doesn't care at this point, you know, just wondering like, maybe things will be better if it's over, you know, and I'm dead. And like that'd be him about to walk on the train tracks and be like, oh, that shit's in my way, wish I could just die. Like it's so sad, but it's so real, and it's so funny too, just the way that it gets presented though. That's the problem. Like that's the problem. Incredibly gray, as especially this moment as he goes to end up finding the landlord or whoever it was that he has to talk to, the building manager or whatever, about paying something that he has to, which is immediately when he discovers the zombies for the first time. And this is where we finally get some color a little bit introduced with the splatters across all the zombies, and they have a really cool design for that. Starts running away, absolutely panicking. The plane comes by and everything. This whole sequence here afterwards was like fantastic the way that it was presented, but also the way it was animated and everything. I thought was beautiful. Then at this exact moment, the shoe hits the ground, the color comes in, and he has life finally. The biggest smile and a sigh of relief basically on him. Just fascinating way to kind of do it and use the color to really make things shine and pop at this moment. And it also contrasts so well with the zombies and like the lifelessness of them. You can really make that come out well. And then him starting to think of, oh, I can do all these things and have this excitement. It's crazy of an idea for somebody to be excited in this exact moment when all this chaos is going on around him. Immediately realizing that I got things I gotta say. I gotta go talk to my colleague over here, my girl that I've been in love with for like ever, right? He's gotta go do this. And then immediately finding the boss there, but him falling apart, but him talking to the boss while this is happening and him apologizing and resigning from his position and everything is crazy. Being able to drop him off and kill him and see the massive explosion that happens as a result of the color, and then being able to confess his feelings finally for this girl, but then knowing, I gotta fucking run away here. This moment here when he was like doing this for the first time and he was running away from her was like the only moment I would say that like I was like the animation looked kind of fucking off. Like the way he runs here, it's just like, and even the way they move him, it looked a little off, but I'm not hating on it. I just wanted to point out, like, I noticed like one thing about it that I felt. This is the most fascinating part to me, though, is the convenience store still being open and him living a normal life. So not everybody gets consumed and that, or becomes one. And it makes me wonder exactly why and how all this kind of comes about. But him having this bright idea of being like, I'm finally free, like freedom is here and I have the opportunity to accomplish and do all these things that I've always wanted to, and put that into what we're going to be doing from now on. And I think that's so cool because we're going to go on an absolute trip probably of fucking crazy things that he wants to experience and do. And I'm so excited to kind of see all that finally come. Great premiere. Great premiere. I'm so excited to see what happens. The direction felt absolutely on point. A lot of the transitions were really cool. The way that they just transition things through color and stuff, but also the way that they just maybe like wipe the screen if they had to, or did whatever it is that they had to. They did an excellent job of kind of just throwing you in and out of certain situations. A lot of the comedy felt on point. It felt a little too real at moments, but I think that's the type of stuff that really gets me. It felt like a relatable thing almost. Well, I've never experienced something like this work life that he's having, but at the same time, it felt like something like you can kind of understand certain aspects of it, and you've heard stories and understand people who are in these situations and they get trapped in certain things like that. Like the cycle of that, you completely understand. A lot of it's just presented such a fun way so far, and I think this is a excellent way to begin a series. Praying quality and just the overall story itself stays enjoyable enough to continue itself through here and doesn't just kind of let up. I'm very excited to kind of see what happens next, so I'm very happy I was here and watching this. If you liked it all, hit the like and subscribe to me a lot to me. Feel free to check out the other videos on the channel. Leave any comments though about this episode or series. I'd love to see what you say. Overall thoughts about how this was. If you've read the source material, did this really elevate it to like a next level and you're excited about it, or was it kind of presented in a similar way and you just weren't that impressed? I'm interested. I'll be back though, episode 2 next week. You guys have a good one though. See ya.